Site setups are essential. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I want to start a new series on the channel. This is the first installment of essential site setups. In this series, I want to teach you all the basic or default setups for every ranked map in Rainbow Six Siege. I will also be showing you some of my own personal tweaks to these setups. I don't change a lot, but there's some things that fit to my playstyle better, and I'll just show you those throughout the series. But of course, these are the default site setups. The reason I wanted to make this series was because I know a lot of people don't just automatically know site setups, and it can be frustrating to get those players in your lobbies. So hopefully this series can help inform those who don't know the default site setups and make it easier on everybody so everybody has a better time. But I think we should just get right into it. The first map in this series is one many know well. We're going to Clubhouse. Okay, and welcome to Clubhouse. This is the gym bedroom site, and I'm going to be showing you how to set it up. I've gone ahead and done all the reinforcements just to save us some time. I guess we'll start in this room. So what you want to do here is create a rotate into Logi. Now, I personally like to make this vaultable so that if the person watching Logi dies and they're in Logi, you'll have a sound cue if they decide to go through the rotate. But a lot of people will just make a crouchable or walkable rotate through here. And the reason it's on this side and not this side is because of this window here. If it was on this side, if someone could watch from that window, you go through the rotate. So you want to make sure that the rotate's over here so you can't get shot from the window when you go through it. Moving into Logi, usually you'll have a mute like I'm playing and a Mira on this site if she's not banned, and you'll put one of these mirrors right here with some, I like to do nitro holes. I usually just like to do that, but a lot of people will turn it into a vaultable rotate so that they can have an easy rotate into con if the situation calls for it. Like if they have site control at this point, you have two ways you can go. You can take the hallway, well, three. You take the hallway, the rotate, or probably the safest option if they have site control is to retake construction and fight from here. That's Logi setup. Remember that that wall over there has a mirror on it. Now for your first mute jammer, I recommend placing it either right here to get the Logi door or just on the stairs. So you could place it like right here, and this will get majority of the staircase and the majority of Logi door. The only way they can get a drone pass is if they put it onto the railing, which they could do that even if the drone, even if the mute jammer was right there, they could jump over it. So either way, I like to have it there so it covers 2 points of entry for drones. And then for your second mute jammer, this will usually have a Cade charge or a bandit battery on it. So I like to put this right here to cover the drone hole and a part of the wall. Then what you're going to want to do is make a vaultable rotate into bathroom. This is where your second mirror will go to contest the wall. And then you also want to put a mute jammer right here. For one, this protects the mirror from being opened by an ace charge or just that wall being blown open at all. But it also creates a barrier that overlaps with this one, not allowing them to drone this hallway at all. And they can't get their drone past this point. If you want footholds all the way across gym wall, this is to basically stop them from just taking site and planting here. This is usually where a lot of people will plant regardless of this. They'll take the wall, smoke it off, and plant right here. So just so you know, pre-fire like this weight rack, that's usually where people plant. Die. You might ask yourself, why put the rotate on this side and not this side? And I actually learned this about a month ago. I wasn't even playing the game at the time, but I learned this a month ago. And it's so if you have somebody playing in construction, they can just watch the jump in, and it's a lot easier to see the gym jump in if the rotate is on this side rather than this side. Also, the attackers can get a better angle of sight if you have it open on this side. So that's why the rotate is there. Moving out of the site itself, because this is pretty much all set up. You have someone playing in Logi, you have someone playing in bathroom, and then you have your other players over here, your shallow roamers. Obviously, you can have the person in Logi watching this mirror to hold construction, and we want this wall reinforced just so they can't open it and get an angle on the mirror. What we can also do to help this, if you don't have a bandit or a Cade, then you want to put your mute jammer right on this. But let's assume we have a bandit or a Cade and that's electrified. I recommend putting your mute jammer either here or right here. I like to put it here because this kind of helps out the Mira a bit more. It can deny their intel a lot better and might just save the Mira. You never know, get them a free frag or something like that. So I like to put it right there, but like I said, another option is right there if you don't have the mirror. Moving into CC, actually, you want to use some reinforcements on this wall and have someone playing in here. So I like to create C4 holes or head holes. You can put them higher like there if you're just going for C4 holes, but I like to put head holes right there, or high ones, just so you can watch the breach walk in from here. So you can contest this, and then you can also come over and contest rafters. If you want to put head holes on rafters, you can, like this. That way you can see them walking up, and that's also really useful. Your other two reinforcements can either be for your 5th player, wherever they're roaming. You can put it on this wall. I don't really recommend it for this site, just because if you're holding from this room, you can get some frags off. This is the default site setup for gym bedroom. So let's move over to our next one. It's just a room over, actually. CCTV. Let's go. Alrighty, welcome to CC Cache site. For this one, it definitely varies from the gym bedroom because we don't extend out as much. So for starters, you want your default rotate right there. So this is the red rotate. This always needs to be played like this, as well as these head holes. Like, this is a kind of a non-negotiable thing unless you have a very, very particular strat. I'm pretty sure you're always still going to need at least the rotate. I guess you could debate the head holes, but that's kind of up to you. The reason we have this rotate here is because it's the safest spot for one, and you need one here just for the playability of this site. You need to be able to rotate between red hall and a cache room very smoothly and quickly, because this site can get pretty devastating pretty fast. If the attackers begin to collapse your setup, then you need to be able to get in between room to room really quickly and act off of the calls. And then these head holes are just if you wanted to play in this spot, which is a very, very big power position. If you wanted to play this spot, you get to hold a construction wall. If they do manage to open this, you can hold this, and you can also get an angle on the CC cache room door. And then you can also hold the red stairs walk up. So if they're trying to walk in from garage, you can wide swing this, or if they're in secret or coming from stock area, you can wide swing this and hope to get a pick off of it. From here, you can watch the rafters window. So if they manage to take over garage and rafters as a whole, then you can watch this in case they decide to peek it. And then if they manage to get breach open, you can still play on this half wall and kind of do a head glitch. They will try to run to the default on the B-bomb chassis, and you can catch them trying to run. So this position is very important, and someone who's good with a gun needs to play here. Oh yeah, you can also hold construction door from this spot right here. You can get some pretty good angles just from this spot alone. Next up, obviously, we have the breach reinforced. You can put bandits on this. I recommend playing Cade on the site and putting a Cade here and here, but there's dozens of other spots. You can put one below that hits both walls. It's completely up to you, but I do recommend playing Cade on this site. Next, you want to make head holes right here for the Azami that's going to be playing in rafters, or whoever's playing in rafters, but you will need an Azami. But yeah, you want to make these head holes, and this is for whoever is playing in rafters. And here's how you want to set up your Azamis. You want to throw one right here. I like to put it on this left side. So when you do that, it creates this. You can get an angle like this, and it'll also protect your body from here. Your other Kibas, you want to put them like so. And then you can get a very nice angle as well right here. You can put one, you want to put them all the way across like this, so you can have full range of rafters. If you want to peek them from over here, you pop up, you can crouch over on the back, and then maybe you pop up here, maybe you switch around, you can switch your angle to here. It's a very important position to play. You can also watch the walk-in from red. Also, what's very important is putting these reinforcements up. This is where almost half of your reinforcements will go, 4 of them. And this is very crucial to reinforce these walls because, for one, you can contest rafters, and 2, you can contest the breach from here. So if a Capitao manages to open this, he can shoot his firebolt from there to the top of here, and the fire will drop. And if someone's trying to bandit trick the wall, then it obviously gets rid of the bandit because he'll probably die. It's very important if you're playing Azami or if you're playing in rafters to keep an eye on this wall. And if it gets open, you need to contest it or pocket a Kiba, throw a Kiba over it, whatever you need to do. Speaking of which, we have 2 Kibas to use. You could use one right here on this railing. You could put one, I like to put them on below head holes, and it'll sprout up. That way you can't get shot through. It gives you a little bit more cover to duck behind. And then you can peek here, you can peek here, which is also another thing that this spot does. If and when the breach gets opened, the Azami then has to focus on 2 things, which can get pretty stressful, but if you're a good player, you can do it. You can focus on keeping them off the breach, so firing your gun enough to make sure that they don't just walk in. And you can also swing out here and get an angle on this window. But what'll happen a lot of the times is people forget they can get shot from the roof right here. So if you're playing this spot, I tend to avoid swinging the window unless someone's about to jump in. We did this in our gym bedroom extension into CC. But again, head holes or nitrocell holes, or you can throw smoke canisters through this to deny the breach. With a nitrocell, you can get a nitrocell over this onto the default plant spot. Your nitrocell will land probably about right here, but that is still close enough to at least injure who is ever. They usually plant like right here or right here, and that if your nitrocell lands right about here or here, that should be enough to injure them and hopefully stop them from planting. Yeah, that was a whole lot of yapping. On to the next site. Welcome to the Church Arsenal site setup. That was a lot of S's. Welcome to the Church Arsenal site setup. Say that 5 times fast. I bet you couldn't. I can't. Anyways, God, more yapping. Yeah, let's just get started. So this is one of my favorite sites in the game to play. I genuinely love this site setup, especially when you have a 5 stack. It is actually so fun to play. You need a Cade on the site for the hatches. There are 3 and he only has 2, but that's fine because one of the hatches is not that important. But let's start with the church room. So what you're going to want to do is make footholes on this side and then make crouch head holes on this side. You can also break this. This is one way to hold this. The footholes are just there for the oil pit walk up, but you can prone right here and watch for, if you want to open it more, you can like this. You can watch the blue stairs walk down. They usually, unless they drone you, they won't expect you to be here. So that's a good spot to hold off the round for 1 or 2 picks. Then you fall off of it. That's what I do. And then you want to come over here and make head holes right here. These 2 walls are reinforced. And again, you might ask why the head holes are on this side and not this side. I feel like it'd be much easier to watch main stairs from this wall. And yeah, you might be right, but the downside to putting the head holes on that side is that the attackers also get that angle deep into sight. If it were right here, you'd be able to see all the way to the blue wall. That is basically the entirety of the church site. You don't want to give the attackers more of an advantage. So having the head holes over here allows who's ever playing in church to wide peek these head holes and get a nice angle on the main stairs. Also, what you can do is rotate between this hold right here and to rotate to this hold, either this side, because you can see the direct walk down of stairs, or this side, you could see the moment they walk down the stairs and cross over to walk all the way down. Also, while we're here, this is where one of your 2 cave claws are going to go. This is a very important hatch, a vital hatch. It's basically dead smack in the middle of sight or right outside of sight. You want to make sure that one's caded. That is all for church. Moving on, we want to make footholes in the main hallway. This is yet another angle to watch for the main stairs walk up, as well as just being in the hallway, because you're going to want to have somebody playing back here under this hatch, which is the other hatch that gets our last Cade. If you're playing in this spot, you can see directly when they walk in. You aim up a little bit, shoot them dead. You can also hold the dirt walk in from right here. You can also move up here a little bit. You can hold exactly when they walk down main. You can hold blue door, you can push out a little bit, and there is a vaultable rotate that goes here so that you can get an angle into blue on them. You can open it up more on this side so you can see when they're there, but then they also get that deeper angle, so that's up to you. I like to put it kind of in the middle or to the far right side. This door will be castled. We'll just castle that off right now, pretend this is a castle, but blue is basically a kill box, so if it's set up like this, just don't walk down blue or drop the blue hatch. You're probably gonna die. This is a very important thing to note as well. Make sure you reinforce dirt. You have the extra reinforcements, you might as well do it. This stops a ash or a buck or any other soft breacher from just blowing this open and running up dirt 10 seconds into the round and getting the drop on your team. They can also get right here and just have a nasty angle if you're trying to rotate around the room, and it's just all around a good idea to reinforce it. And then you will also put a castle barricade right here. As for the third castle barricade, like I said, after the roamers have finally left the site and they're not coming back, you'll castle this off for the remaining 3. And then you do have a castle that you can use elsewhere because you have a 4th. Sometimes I like to put it on here, and this allows you to funnel them if they drop Moto Hatch, they won't have another option than to go this way. But this can also go poorly because they could just win the gunfight on these head holes, and then you're kind of screwed. You can't flank them, but it does kind of keep them in this hallway. So you can do that, or you could have the castle go upstairs and give the roamers a castle barricade, maybe to cut off some rotations. That might help as well, and then he comes back and does the other 3 castles. You can always do that, but you do have a castle to spare. It's very important to have, in my opinion, 3 people on site, 2 off site, just to kind of balance it all out. That is actually the last site setup. I know you're probably wondering about bar. In my opinion, there is 0 reason to go bar in ranked unless you're trying to throw them off and you have a really goofy site setup that you want to do and try, which can work occasionally. It won't work all the time, but occasionally it does work against the right team. I think you should never really go bar because you do have 3 defending rounds and there are 3 really good sites. As with most maps, I think no matter what, you should always be going gym, church, or CC. Plus, if you look above you and shoot, it is soft floor, as in like Ram could come in and ruin your entire day. That's every default site setup on Clubhouse. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. This is a very rough draft. I've never done this type of video before, so it might be longer than my normal content, and it probably won't do as good, but I'm pretty okay with that. Yeah, but I'll stop yapping because I've been yapping this whole time. Anyways, and as always, I'll see you in ranked. Walking up rafters. Dead. Yeah, I don't have anymore. Callie dead. There's another one on breach.
I lit him. I hit him with 1 shot.
Yeah, he's dead. That's Case.
They're hunting me like crazy right now.
Main door. Main stairs.
There's a fuse.
Tagged on main.
Yeah, they're like a couple of them are above.
Main dead.
There's more.
Where was that breakage?
Above main. They're getting vert on.
I think I injured another one on main.
Buck's holding an angle on kitchen.
Drop bar, drop bar, drop bar.
Carrier!
Nice.
Buck.
Another one bar hatch, another one bar hatch. Nice. Main, left side. Let's go! Let's go! Tagged on main. I'm blind. They can walk in main. Ying dead. Case.
Coming back down main. You just sitting watching it, bro. Oh, they drone on me.
I have a nice
Dead.
tight one.
Oh, he's going towards main.
I got it. If he walks in, I got it.
Okay. He walks down. I got him.
Sweet.
Coming down right now.
Nice.
Good job. How can you see through that?
No,
I was
that's
just
so
guessing.
fair. Travis, go, Jim.
Is he in Logi?
Yes. Travis.
No, it's not free. She's behind bomb chassis. Bedroom. I know.
You still have a drone in your pocket.
Can't tell if she's.
Good.